Oh no, we're missing dinner.
Sorry, yeah.
So I'd rather talk to you anyway.
Seeing that through your little camera eye.
He texted me at 1 o'clock this morning.
And quite annoying, really, isn't it?
It was a fun night.
Hello, sir. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
I was very excited to see what you might be wearing tonight because the last time I think you were on a red carpet in London, it was at the London Film Festival, and your Pillion leather top made headlines. So once again, you are very smartly dressed. Did you appreciate the reaction that you got from your London Film Festival look though? You got a lot of text about it.
Yeah, I mean, it was a fun night, and it was a night of leather, and I thought I'd go in a different direction tonight. It's a little softer, a little silky tonight. That's the mood I was in. So.
I'm looking forward to everyone seeing Pillion, but I love the way that it's been described and marketed as kind of like teasing information, the best description being a dom-com. And that's a wonderful phrase. What does that mean to those who might not be aware of what Pillion means as a dom-com?
Well, it's a sub-dom BDSM story, but packaged in a romantic comedy format. So it's quite specific to the subculture, but with some universal components to it, and that people might recognize from rom-coms. So that's how it became a dom-com. Yeah.
The subject matter of the film is so unique in that, like, mainstream films don't really have this as a topic. Was it an education for you coming in? Were you excited to meet these people who are involved in the world and kind of break down some boundaries in a way?
Yeah, very much so, and we were incredibly lucky to have GBMCC, the Gay Biker Motorcycle Club, not all their members, but a few of them in the movie, and a couple of guys from the London kink scene. So that was very instrumental in shaping the world and giving it authenticity, and they were an integral part of it from the genesis of it, from when Harry was first started writing the screenplay. He met up with them and made sure that to get their input, and then obviously throughout shooting it, it was tremendously helpful for us in kind of giving it some authenticity. Yeah.
It's such, again, unique subject matter, and different, potentially risque things you're showing on screen, obviously, as well. Were there any big swings or brave decisions you feel you made with your co-star on set as well that you're glad that you did, and you're happy with the result of those big decisions?
I didn't feel brave at all, to be honest with you, because it was such a fantastic script, and I believed in Harry. Well, both Harrys, but Harry Lighton, who wrote it and directed it, so much, even though it's his first feature. I had just instilled so much confidence in me, and it didn't feel scary or risky at all. I was just incredibly exhilarated to be part of it and to get to tell this story. So I honestly had no moments on set where I was like, what are we doing? What's going on here? It could be even a big orgy scene or whatever it was. It just every moment, every scene of that movie, of the screenplay, was so exciting to me and such a key component to telling the story. So I loved every second of it.
Congratulations on the film and on your nominations tonight as well. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you. Have fun.
Hey, Hannah.
Hey.
How's it going? Hur går det?
Jo, det går bra. Ett finska eller? Ja, hela vägen.
Hello, thank you so much for your time. You've been on holiday. You've got a very nice tan about you.
I've been on holiday. I got a bit of sunshine.
Hey, I feel myself as very lucky as being one of the few people in this room, perhaps, who's seen Wasteman, and it's so bloomin' good, man. Congratulations to both you and your colleague next to you as well. When you are in the prison filming these scenes, you don't know what's going to happen. How have you found the reaction since with drip feeding the nation this film?
Yeah, it's funny because we haven't really fully released yet. You know, we went to the London Film Festival and the response there was really lovely. But the response from people who have seen it like yourself has been amazing. And yeah, I feel lucky to have made friends for life while making it, but also I feel lucky to have told a story that is lifting the lid on a system that probably needs a bit more attention. And yeah, supporting British film, which I was raised on British independent film, so it's magical to be back.
Yeah. I love hearing that you and David are such tight friends as well, because obviously within the film you are massive adversaries at times as well. Was there any kind of like strange dichotomy within your own head of like, all right, love you but also hate you at the same time? How do you kind of manage that between yourselves as actors?
Yeah, I mean, David and I were lucky enough to kind of be friends before we started this, and then once we started, became even closer, and now hopefully friends for life. But it is weird. It's this thing of like you go to work every day, and you're supposed to kind of be adversaries with this person that you love dearly. But in a way, I think it also you trust each other, so you really get to go out on a limb. And I think the film allowed us to both really push our limits and push our boundaries and stretch ourselves in ways that we hadn't done before because we had a partner in crime who let us go there.
Where did this fall for you in terms of your scheduling? Like there was a massive Hunger Games film, and then there was Wasteman at some point. Obviously, very different roles, very different things required of you. Where did that fall in terms of a calendar year for you? How did you switch from one to the other?
Yeah, I think I did Hunger Games, and then went off and did a TV show, Billy the Kid, that I've done for a while, and then I did Plainclothes, and then this back to back in quick succession, and both very small films that I did about 6 or 8 months after I finished Hunger Games, and so or after it came out. So it's a very different experience. But to be honest, it's where I kind of come from, where I've always wanted to work, and doing the Hunger Games allowed me to then go back to the films that I always wanted to make. So yeah, I feel very lucky.
Congratulations to you, because you are showing range at the moment. I'm speaking to you right now. You're perfectly lovely. Your character in Wasteman is not lovely in any way, really.
I'm quite different today. Yeah.
Is this like sort of a checkbox for you of like, all right, I played a bad man. I stopped myself from swearing then. You played a bad man. What else is like on the Rolodex of things that you want to play? What's on the bingo card?
Oh man, I mean, I feel like I'm just following in the footsteps of the greats who I kind of admire. I'm like, Gary Oldman is always like the kind of North Star for me, and so I think, oh no, we're missing dinner.
Sorry, yeah.
It's alright. I'd rather talk to you anyway. Yeah, no, you have those people who are your kind of North Star and you look to, and you look at their performances and the performances you were raised on as like an aspiring actor, and you just try and kind of somewhat fill their shoes a little bit, and if you do, you're very fortunate. And so yeah, that's kind of, I look at those performances, and if in doubt, I go back to those films that I love.
And finally for me, this is the British Independent Film Awards, a room full of talent. Who's impressed you in 2025? What film or project or artist has impressed you?
Ooh, in 2025 specifically, I just saw Die My Love the other night, and they're both amazing, but to be honest, LynneRamsey, I'm such a fan of LynneRamsey and everything she's done that I've seen, and as a director, she's just someone who I think always keeps you surprised, always tests the limits of what she can do, and yeah, I think she's amazing.
She's here tonight, you can fanboy to her face
I know.
and everything.
I'm a bit nervous actually.
Thank you so much for your time, enjoy tonight as well.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Nice one.
Twisted Love.
Feels like I feel quite overwhelmed being here, actually.
How are you feeling about what I'm going to call your big night, the Fantastic Award? Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm a little bit nervous, actually, which is weird when it's what I spend my life doing, but it's much easier pretending to be somebody else.
Well, actually, I want to pick up on that then. Like, in terms of like, your career and your roles, when's the last time you really did feel nervous for a role, for anything that you've done on screen?
I do always feel nervous. I think it's like flying. If you don't feel nervous, you should stop.
Over the last year, I know that kind of you have been promoting Steve, and now we're looking forward to Hamnet as well. A lot of buzz around Hamnet, and I know that you were at LFF the other week as well, supporting that. How are you hoping that film will do come January, February? Is it going to have the big impact you want it to?
Well, I think I think it's a profound film, and I hope that it reaches people. And if people go and see it, that's really great. Yeah.
I know that in your career you've been such a fantastic champion for British independent film. Does it, and it breaks a lot of careers as well, like as in it, boosts people up. When at the formation at the start of your career, is there a British independent film that you can point to as really helping you on your way to success?
Well, I started with Lars von Trier, so I've always felt a little bit like an outsider looking in. But yeah, no, I've done many films within the industry here over the years. I feel very protective of it, and it's always having to reform itself because everything always, there's always something happens with the money and it all falls apart. But I think independent producers are very resourceful people, and it's like a petri dish. It will always grow. Yeah.
There's obviously a lot of talented people here tonight. Who has caught your eye in 2025, a film or an artist?
Well, this young man directed a movie. Incredible. I mean, and quite annoying, really, isn't it?
You can't be at all. Thank you so much for your time. Enjoy tonight as well. Congratulations.
She's in the film.
He's a legend.
You're right. But a fan there, yeah. Yeah, that was, I guess I've spoken about it, yeah. I mean, I think, I can't say exactly where it's come from. We've had some amazing filmmakers come before us that have kind of paved the way for social realism, and then I think with that has also come a rejection of those ideas as well. So it's meant a bit of a collision in terms of storytelling, perhaps, is what you're referring to. But yeah, I don't know where it's come from, man. I can't say. There's a lot of interesting minds here. I don't know. Yeah.
Nice to see you. How you doing?
All right, mate. How are you? Hi.
So, first of all, congratulations on the fantastic reaction and all the nominations for I Swear, which is like, I know it's not why we do it.
Yeah.
It feels pretty good though, don't it? Like,
It is nice, especially when it's such a low budget film. People work so hard, people work for free, people work for a fraction of their rates, people deferred their fees until whatever time, the film makes a profit, if it ever makes a profit, and as we know most of the time they don't. So to see it getting so much attention, to see it being received so well, and to be nominated for 9 awards tonight is amazing, yeah.
I've spoken to Rob earlier and a couple of the cast and the people involved with I Swear already. I know that at this point, through production, through the awards campaign, you're a family at this point.
Yeah.
Are you hearing a lot from John on the daily? Are you hearing about every time like some sort of good reaction or a nomination comes in, what's his reaction? What's he texting to you?
He texted me at 1 o'clock this morning and basically said, any news yet? And I said, the awards are tomorrow night. So he'd got muddled up, he thought they were last night. But I'll tell him, and yes, we're all staying in touch, and Rob visits them. We're supposed to be going up at the end of December. We speak a lot on the phone, and we'll always be in touch. That's it now.
That's wonderful. And finally from me then, I think it was like a 9-year period between your last film that you directed and I Swear as well.
Yeah.
For various many reasons, but please promise us that it's not going to be another 9 years until your next film, right?
No, there won't be another 9 years. We had COVID, which kind of shut. That was the kind of 3 years. But tragically, a friend of mine was killed on a film set, a guy called Mark Milsom, and I was asked to help set up a foundation in his name, and that took me out for about another 4 years. But if anyone gets a chance to check it out online, the Mark Milsom Foundation is doing some really, really good stuff and trying to make sure that no one else ever dies or gets injured on a film set again.
For me personally, it's an amazing feeling, and I would be lying if I didn't say like, what an incredible feeling. But the biggest sort of, I think what's been so amazing about the film is that it's led to people talking more, and that feels like a better sort of, a greater honour for the film. That it's led to sort of different conversations and deeper conversations that I personally have had, as well as I think lots of people have had, about neurodiversity, around Tourette's and people's understanding of Tourette's, tics we don't see, and I just I think that's an amazing thing, and I could have never have expected that. So I'd say like that dialogue is like the biggest crowning achievement.
And I know that you and Kirk and the rest of the guys are kind of like on somewhat of this award season rotation, like you're out here pushing the film, promoting it, and getting some great reactions too. Is this kind of like experience forming a tighter bond amongst you guys as well?
Oh, certainly, yeah, but I will also say that you can't really make a film like ours without getting incredibly close, you know. All of the cast and crew, we were so close, we were a real family by the end of it, so it just feels like seeing your family again, which is great.
You've got some wonderful co-stars as well.
Yeah.
Any particular scenes where like you really relied on some of the perhaps more experienced actors on the set, like Maxine or those guys? Like
Definitely, always in all of those scenes. But I will also say that when I did a scene with an amazing actor called Andrea, who was in the car, and then we're in the alleyway together afterwards. And I was just blown away by how incredibly talented she was. And she's like, I think one of my favourite actors I've ever worked with, because she was just so natural with how she was speaking, and I really enjoyed the creative process. We sort of improvised a lot of that scene, and we just seemed to find each other in this way that it was so memorable to me, you know. But then the other actors, obviously, it's a different kind of experience. I mean, when you're working with Maxine or Peter or Shirley Henderson, they just sort of up your game, you know what I mean? And you've got to not be so intimidated by them, you know. They're just such wonderful actors.
And obviously we're at the BIFAs tonight, but hopefully we want I Swear's success to run and run. For yourself or for the team, or even for like the cause that you guys are pushing, what would more awards recognition mean to you? Like, you know, say BAFTAs in a few weeks, for example.
I just think it's important to not put your head in that place. We're here tonight, and I think it's a great honour for us to be here tonight. I feel so personally honoured to be here, you know.
Congratulations on the success of Ballad of the Wallis Island so far.
Thank you.
But here we are. When was it released? Like earlier this year. But you know, a true measure of the film is when you are at the awards season at the end of the year. Did you foresee this when you released it? When you were making it at all?
No idea. No, we were just making a film with my friends, basically in Wales, in the middle of nowhere, with very little money, very little time. I remember someone mentioning that someone from streaming might be interested in showing the film. We all got very excited. So to have this journey with the film has been remarkable. It really has. And it's an honour to be here and celebrating with other people who've worked as hard to get their films made. And I think that's the thing, isn't it? It's like everyone here is worthy of the praise and worthy of some plaudits. They got a film made. It's so hard. It's so hard to make a film. So yeah, it's great to be here.
I overheard you saying just before as well that essentially Tim and Tom's script and idea started as just a kind of a sketch, a skit, like a comedy idea. At what point do you pull the emotional resonance out of it? At what point does it become more than just a comedy bit and this wonderful film that we see?
Yeah, I think it's life experience really for all of us. I think we've all just grown up a bit and had some of the things that happen in the film happen to us personally, so that's bound to sort of imbue itself in the material. But Tom and Tim, they're remarkable actors and comedians in my eyes. I've had the privilege of working with them for, not solidly for 18 years, but I've had a relationship with them, a creative relationship with them for a very long time. And I love what they do. There's always a lot of depth in what they do, even in their comedy and their sketch. This is why they're so good, I think. Is like all good comedy actors, they sort of play everything as truth. And whether it's dramatic or funny or whatever the situation is, they just commit to it. And that's been a joy, getting that up on the screen for a wider audience, because I believe in them and what they do. So yeah.
And Carrie's here tonight as well as presenter and supporting the film. Did it really take the creation, the production of this film up to another level when you get a name like Carrie Mulligan involved with the film as well?
Yeah, well, we were lucky enough, I think, that COVID happened and she became a big fan of Tim Key's poetry with Marcus, and so they were aware of each other, and there was a dialogue between them. So it wasn't a stranger thing. And when Tim said he knew her, we were all like, oh come on, she's never going to do our film. And then she read it and loved the short, and loved. She obviously a big fan of Tim already, so she was just in, and there was never any doubt that she was just part of the crew. She was just exactly what we needed. You know, Tom and Tim have a very specific instrument that they play with, and we sort of needed another instrument but playing the same song, and she brought all of that. You know, she really brought a lot of grace and intelligence and acting chops and just a lot of warmth to the set and everything she did. It was an absolute honour to work with her. Very lucky to have got her involved.
Seamus, not just a nominee tonight, but already a winner. When did you get the call? How did you react when you get the happy news about tonight?
I got the call 2 weeks ago, and I was over the moon. I was not exactly doing backflips because I'm not that athletic, but I sort of emotional backflips. I was so excited to know that this award has been selected by filmmakers and BIFA champion bravery and artistry in independent cinema, and that's why this award means so much to me, because the filmmakers that are all here tonight love cinema, and cinema is a young art form with a long way to go, and I think that BIFA really applauds sort of ingenuity and bravery and personal kind of insight in telling stories with a camera, and that's why I think that to have that celebrated, it only encourages younger filmmakers to take their cameras and tell stories in their very personal ways.
Wonderfully said. That's wonderful. So Tom, I love, obviously it's a collaboration between all these people and it's great reaction so far. What do you think it is about like your own input, Lynn's, Jennifer's, Robert's, that have like caused such a stir and such a fantastic reaction for your film?
I think the situation of making the film was so singular and unique, and Lynn has this incredible ability to create a kind of cauldron of creativity. We were shooting in one house pretty much, in one place, so it was quite intense, the atmosphere, but when you can use your camera like a divining rod to be sensitive to things that happen, because there was a wonderful script, but there's also that amazing sensitivity that Lynn has to things that happen by accident or in happenstance, or when an actor gives a performance that's kind of alive and unexpected. And if you're there and sensitive enough to be there with your camera to record it at that moment or film it as we did on celluloid, there's no greater excitement than seeing that through your little camera eye for the first time before millions see it on the big screen.
Was there a moment from the film which, like, obviously you're watching live through your lens, which you just thought, can't wait for the rest of the world to see this too? Any proud moment for yourself?
Yes, and again, seeing something in that private cinema of yours when the clapperboard goes on and everything is silent in the chaos of a film set, which is normally higgledy-piggledy, hurly-burly, it's really lovely to witness this sort of sanctity of a performance coming alive right in front of you. And there were numerous moments in Die My Love where that occurred, but there were moments that like on the beach where the sea started sparkling, and it was actually something messed up with the filters. They were all bouncing light off each other, but it created this kind of phantasmagorical, ghostly effect in the screen.
The best kind of happy accidents.
And people were like, "Oh gosh, should we change the filter?" And Lynn was just like, "No, this is wonderful. Let's embrace the happenstance."
Perfect. Thank you so much for your time, and congratulations again.
Thanks a
really
million.
well done.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.